How's it going, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to another installment of Bands and Brews.
We are TDJ.
And we are excited for
Our next installment.
We
are drinking Honey Brown, Extra Rich, Original Lager. We're listening to
Sparta!
Sparta!
Sparta! The song's called While Oceana Sleeps. It's off their album Porcelain. And this is my good buddy Eric.
Hi.
I'm Colin.
Bobby.
I'm Ian. And this is Billy.
Hey, Billy.
So what do you say we pop these suckers open, fellas? Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Now that is just a fucking consistently badass beer. I fucking love this beer.
It's a good beer. I haven't had this beer since I forced Bobby to buy them for me when I was like 18. I mean, we never did that.
Nope.
No, they've only been making it since '94, so do that math.
Ian, tell us a little bit about this beer and where it's from, and what's its deal, and who's it's about, and what's it all about. Extra Rich.
All right. The Dundee Brewing Company in Rochester, New York, started making this brew in 1994, which I believe I began drinking it in 1994 when I was in college. And it is a lager as opposed to an ale, which I forget the difference right now.
I forget the difference.
There's a couple more letters in lager.
That's right.
That's
true. They use three of the letters in ale to make lager.
You know, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Indeed.
things.
Well, the reason why this wonderful beer, I'm going to take another sip, is so special is because it is brewed with honey. And not just any honey, it is brewed with pure Manitoba white clover honey.
Okay.
Not.
Sounds fancy.
Manitowoc.
It is fancy.
Sounds like Pinky's Up, honey.
Absolutely.
Manitowoc.
ABV 4.5%, which puts it just ahead of like light beers and stuff. This is an amber.
This is definitely a drink 40 of these in a night kind of beer.
Oh yes, very easy to drink.
Easy. Maybe 50.
IBU 10, which is super low on the International Bitterness Unit scale.
We gotta come up with another name for
It's,
IBU, like what it means. Irritable bowel unit.
How much will this beer make you shit?
Mickey's would have been real high up on that one.
It's a fantastic beer, but
I
we're
can
talking
vouch.
about Honey Brown.
I can vouch for that
Right? Shitting on other beers, alright? Good beer.
Awesome.
So this band, let me tell you a
These
little bit
guys rock just about as much as this beer does.
Nice segue.
Colin, why don't you tell us about it?
They're from El Paso, Texas. The band Sparta. Best and most interesting part about this band, at the drive-in, was a big influence on many of us in the band. Broke up in the early '90s and split and made two different bands, which was Sparta and the Mars Volta. And again, these three bands I grew up listening to, loved them, listened to all their albums, and I got in ground level with Sparta. James Ward I love his backup vocals. I remember seeing them on Letterman, and they had like the Vote or Die shirts. Remember those? That was like a big. That was the one they got like protested against. They were like, "Don't wear those. You can't wear your blah blah." Man, whatever. Letterman was like, "Let them do it. I don't care."
Dude, I saw them at Black Hat in DC. I was like 6 feet from Jim Ward, man. It was great. One of the best shows that I've seen. It was a really tiny atmosphere. I'd say I was, if Jim Ward was right next to you, that's about as close as I was. Yes. Hey, Jim.
That's so funny you'd say that, Billy. I agree too.
You're ridiculous.
What a goof. What a goof.
Hey,
Well,
don't be racist.
I think that about wraps it up for us here today. We appreciate you guys watching another installment of Bands and Brews. Don't forget to follow us, check us out on Facebook, and all that shit.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, all those things.
We should rate it though first before.
Before we
Go ahead,
go.
Eric, you give us a rating.
All right,
1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'm gonna give this a 8.
I'm gonna give this excellent 8, by the way.
Why though are you giving this an 8?
Well, because it's not hoppy at all. And you know, I like a little bit of hops, and that's cool. But this is just like, we don't have to deal with the hops. We don't have to be all newfangled like everybody else wants to do with the hops. It's not too sweet. You know, it says honey on it, but it's not like, it's not sweet.
Not very
it just
super
has,
honey.
Yeah, it just has like a little, you know, a little touch of it in there, and it's easy to drink. I mean,
This is the kind of beer, I'm gonna give this a solid 10. This is the kind of beer that you leave in your trunk after Warped Tour and forget that it's in there for like a week. And then someone's like, hey man, you bring beer? And you're like, shit, I brought Honey Brown. Thanks, Honey Brown.
yeah.
10
All right.
for chunkability.
Travels well.
Travels well.
I'm gonna give this one a solid 6. Definitely some nostalgia factor in there for me. This used to be like one of the 2 or 3 like go-to beers I used to get all the time. Whenever, you know, I'd bring my own to parties and stuff like that. Definitely tastes like a lager with like a hint of honey. So I mean, they got that taste pretty down.
They got it right, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with my solid 6. Billy, what are you gonna give this beer?
Happy Panda.
That's a good number.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Why?
Makes sense.
I agree.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Good point.
I don't know, man.
Very good point.
All right, Ian, what do you think, bud?
Well, I mean, to each his own. Right?
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah, you're right though. I mean, I can't. We can't talk about it right now.
This beer, number one, has massive nostalgia factor for me. I have drunk countless of these bottles of beer. And it never, ever does me wrong. It's just a little sweet. You can drink it forever, and you know, I think this beer even got me laid at some point. Like it's
Yeah.
Thank you, Honey
Thanks,
Brown.
Honey Brown.
Thanks, Honey Brown.
Thank you, Honey Brown, for getting me laid. I'm going with a 9.
All right.
9.
Nice.
Honey Brown's
Nice.
breaking into numbers.
So, again, thank you
All right.
guys again for watching. We appreciate it. Subscribe, all that jizz jazz, and we'll check you guys later on another installment of Bands and Brews.
TDJ Bands and
Bye.
Brews.
Say bye, Billy.
You're a riot, Billy.
Later.
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 Later.